Good evening, YouTube family. Tonight we are going to feed our sourdough starter. So the starter I have is already established. There's just a little bit left and I got it out of my fridge because I used it a few nights ago to make some bagels. So I've left it out for a couple hours just to warm up a little bit. It's still a little bit chilly, but that's okay. I just want it to be relatively room temperature so that it can rehydrate and feed a lot more quickly. But this will be leaving overnight at the end. So let me show you what I have. Obviously, I have my starter here. Different types of spatulas, a measuring cup, a glass jar that we're gonna put our starter in, and then mix it with our water and our flour. I have a food scale, which I've set to grams. I have some filtered water from my Brita. You do not want to be using tap water. You want it to be filtered to keep all the kind of yucky stuff out of it, and especially any like chlorine or any additives, which could end up killing the yeast and the bacteria, which creates the sourdough taste, right? I also have some unbleached rye flour. I like the rye flour because all the yeast and the bacteria, they really like it, and I tend to get a really good starter out of it. And then I also have just an empty glass bowl to measure out my flour and stuff before I add it to the starter. Make sure everything is really accurate. Oh, and I don't think I said this, I have a Sharpie marker. And okay, I guess let's just get started. Okay, so first we are going to measure the weight of our glass jar. So our jar weighs 423 grams, and I'm going to write that number on the bottom of the jar. Next, we are going to put it back on the scale and zero out the scale. So here I am just resetting it, tearing it out. So now it's at 0. We are going to take our spatula, get our starter, and dump it into our clean glass jar. I'm trying to measure out as much of this as we can. There we go. So here we have 61 grams of sourdough starter, and I'm just gonna round it down to 60. Okay, so today with my sourdough starter, I am doing a 1:2 ratio. So we have 61, let's say, grams of starter dough. So I'm going to add 122 grams of flour and 122 grams of water, because I want a lot of starter to be to end up with a lot more starter than I have now. Okay, so I'll take that off and put my glass dish here, and I'm gonna tear it or zero it out, and I'm gonna measure out 122 grams of flour. just gonna finish off this bag. And let's hope for the best. Oh, let's get that 122 grams on the dot. Okay. So, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna add my 22 grams of flour. To my starter. I love when it works out like that. And we're gonna lose a little bit of flour because your girl did not get her tablespoon, her tablespoon measuring that she wanted, but that's okay. Okay. Let's zero it out again. And now we're gonna add 122 grams of filtered room temp water. Oop. Just a little bit too much. Let's grab a spoon. There we go. 122 on the dot. All right. So now I'm going to add my water to the starter and the flour. And again, we're using a 1 to 2 to 2 ratio. Let's mix it all up. Now the rye flour is pretty hearty, so it's going to be quite thick. And I'm making sure that I scrape down the sides of my jar. That way I get all of the flour wet. Don't want any dry patches. She's looking pretty good. And again, I'm just scraping down the sides. Okay. And there she is. We got our sourdough starter. Oop, actually, there's still a little bit at the bottom, but I'll take care of that off camera. So once everything is all combined and nice and moisturized, and you don't have any dry patches like you see down here, you're gonna you can take like a shower cap, or I like to use a coffee filter. Oops. Where'd my coffee filter go? Oh, here we go. Get off my old sourdough. Take a coffee filter and make a makeshift top, so that there's a little bit of airflow, but you can't, you won't be letting any bugs in. And then secure it with a rubber band. Okay. Just like that. Then you can take another rubber band and mark where the very top of the sourdough is. So you see it comes to about there, so I'm going to mark it with the rubber band. And I'm going to leave it on the counter overnight. So this is what my sourdough starter looks like for now. I have my rubber band marking what level it's at for now, before it starts to rise and gets all active. You'll see kind of the change overnight. You'll know that it's ready to be used as it reaches its final and highest peak. So it should be about 2 times as high as this is, and it'll be nice and bubbly. This sourdough I am not planning on using. I am just trying to create a big bulk of sourdough starter because I am giving it away as gifts for my friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Stay tuned because I will be making more videos explaining the different phases of the sourdough starter and how to use it. All right, y'all. I hope you have a good night. See you next time.